Good morning. Oh my gosh. Good morning. I've been up for hours and yet my throat feels like I just woke up and rolled out of bed. I guess also it's not really morning for me personally. It is technically PM, afternoon. But it's morning for other people. It's morning in my heart. And that's what counts. Anyway, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Ashley caught the start of stream. Hi, Blue! Hello! How are you doing today? Yeah, I just started. Oh my gosh, I need more water. I hope you're doing well today. I like to stream kind of early in the morning, like 10 my time, but I feel like nobody's really around. So I was like, well, I have the ability to start a little bit later today, so. Was just settling in to do some art yourself and saw you were live. Ooh! Parallel play art stream. With Mallow in the background chewing on her little tunnel. I apologize for any scratching noises. That sounds awesome. What are you gonna draw today? I'm gonna start with my typical orb warm-up. I think I'm just gonna do one today because I want to like jump into what I actually want to work on, but I do still want to do a warm-up in some capacity. Oh dear goodness. That didn't happen, don't worry about that. Oh, and I almost forgot. Yesterday I rated Iriella, who everybody should go check out. They are a retro streamer. They play lots of like retro games. They're very, very cool. Let me grab their username. Yeah. I think that should work. Oh god, I don't remember my own commands. Yippee! Yeah, they're very, very cool. They're my first raid ever. And from them, Almontia followed me in return, which was very kind, so thank you. 100% sure yet what I want to draw. Probably D&D characters. I mean, this is the day for it. I'm also going to be doing some D&D art once I'm warmed up. How is your game going, by the way? If you have... Well, I think last time we spoke, you were going to run a game, correct? I apologize if I'm misremembering, but... Probably D&D characters, just statistically. Yeah, I feel that. This is such a beautiful little orange that I've drawn. Or, I shouldn't say drawn, it's a circle, but I shaded it. Yes, it went so well. It was so fun. Just played a bunch of festival mini games. That's right. And got the new player into the game successfully. Nice! Congratulations! A seamless transition. Awesome. I'm glad that they had fun. I'm glad that you had fun. What do you think was your favorite mini game that you had set up for the little festival? I found a document with a bunch of games someone made, and the best was boar riding, I think. The barbarian won, of course, but second place was actually the warlock. She did not expect to survive, but she lasted through a bunch of rounds. That's amazing, and that sounds really, really fun. Is it kind of like, kind of like the bull riding thing? Where you have to stay on while it kind of thrashes around. Oh my god, I feel like there's an actual term for that in my brain, just maybe not. Brain too eepy to think. That's really cool though. We a couple sessions ago our DM set up like a really cute fun water park for us to go to, just as like a vacation for our characters. And we had to like go on different rides to solve like the park's riddle. And one of the rides was basically like you had to get on like a surfboard in like a wave pool, and yeah, kind of same thing, like a random skill check with increasing DC each round. And we all just failed miserably, like right out the gate. Like I think the best of us kind of lasted maybe like 2 rounds or something. And the first day we actually failed, and it was like, well, you can only try for, you know, the prize essentially like once per day. So we had to come back the next day, and that time our ranger and our wizard are like rivals in the group, and our ranger was like, okay, well, I'll do it, you know, I'll show you guys how it's done. And he fell off, and then was kind of taunting our wizard, because that's what they do, is they antagonize each other. And then our wizard succeeded, and succeeded with like a natural 20 at one point, and it was just like, how did the wizard succeed this athletics check or something? It was like athletics or acrobatics, which he does not have very high base ability scores, but he did it, and it was amazing and so fun. So sometimes when it's like the unexpected, like it's fun when the expected character gets to kind of shine at their specialty, right? But sometimes it's fun in certain contexts when like the unexpected gets to shine as well. That's always very fun. So I hope they had fun with that. It sounds very like just chill and delightful. Oops, what am I doing? I'm not supposed to turn a camera. Jeez, force a habit. I still think about my dear, dear Kailu rolling a natural 20 on a history check to know about the secret continent-wide mafia in my partner's game. He has a -1 to intelligence. That is so funny, and as usual, Lucy and Kailu shaking hands because she has a -1 in her intelligence. And it became a joke the beginning of the game that, I mean, obviously, like, she's like from the area where our game is, like, the setting is. And so when it was like, oh, well, like, Lucy, make a history check because, like, you're from here, so you might know, like, certain geographic features or just, like, stuff relevant to the area. And she literally couldn't roll above an 8. Like, her highest every single time was an 8. But when it came to knowing stuff about, like, the hag that lives in our woods and, like, unicorns and, like, folklore and monsters, if she rolls a intelligence or history check on that, she gets, like, natural 20s and stuff. So it's like she doesn't know, like, basic information, but she knows her folklore and stuff. So I joke that in school, like, those were the topics that she really liked, was, like, mythology and folklore and monsters and stuff, which, I mean, suits her, but that's just Kailu's area of interest, is the little conspiracies and stuff. Okay, I like this orb. I do want to try to take the same orange. Yeah, now I shaded with a very easy kind of like a red. I kind of want to try to get to like a purplish color. I don't know if I'll be able to, but hey, that's the point of the warm-up, right? A little challenge. Try something different. Oh, goodness. I'll lay down a solid foundation for when I actually start adding in the purple. Okay. Or rather start kind of going more towards it. Look at that. Nice Retro's Vaporware orb. Do you usually stream both Saturday and Sunday, or is it if you can't do one, you do the other? Ideally, I would like to stream both days. But the reality is it kind of just depends on what's going on in my household, if I'm able to or not. So, sadly, where I currently live, I can't really do a 100% commitment to a stream schedule. But I want to try my best to kind of do both, unless I really just feel like poop. But I think even then, a couple weeks ago, I didn't really feel well, but I streamed for like a couple hours. Oh. Usually Sundays are a little bit better, because Saturdays are like, you know, like trash day and stuff, so usually in the mornings I'm busy kind of doing household stuff, but whereas Sundays are a little bit quieter. Ooh, yeah. This looks really good. I like this. This This is mixing very well. I also noticed last stream that my air server capture is kind of dark. And I don't really know how to fix that, so I'll probably have to off stream at some point kind of try to fiddle with maybe settings in OBS to brighten it a little bit. I don't really know why. Yeah, because there's stuff like color correction and all that, but I don't know what any of this do, so I don't want to do that live, but maybe during this week I'll fiddle with it. Ooh, yeah, I really like this. Oh my gosh! Good morning, Jeremy! Hello! How are you doing today? I hope you're able to get some sleep. I'm sorry I kept everybody up kind of late. I think we got to a good kind of stopping point, though, of, you know, even though we ran kind of long, I'm glad that we were able to kind of get to a natural pause between things. You're good. I slept like the dead. Good. I'm glad. Glad you're able to get some good sleep. There we go. Gonna smooth this out a little bit. Yeah, I really like this. Do I wanna risk adding a little bit more? Supposed to be helping Layla right? Yeah, around noon, but she hasn't heard from why yet. Oh no. Oh jeez. Oops, I didn't mean to open Task Manager. I meant to tab over to... I hope everything's okay. Maybe they're just busy with little Cass. The little potato boy. We're just waiting for now. Okay. Well, hopefully everything is okay and you guys can head out soon. Because her old house is in the same town with you guys, right? That's where it's located. Okay. Okay, so at least it's kind of close by for you guys. It's a bit of a drive for her in Wyatt, but... What if I just kind of... Just a little bit. To kind of blend that in. Want to eat that orb. I know, I part of me knows that I could be doing like better warm-ups that are kind of like more productive for actual learning and practice, but I just love my little orbs. They're so satisfying. for just a quick warm-up. Just kind of learning how to blend colors and I want to bite them. I want to buy a little like silicone cake pop mold and make little jello orbs I can just bite. A sunset color palette. Yeah, this one looks really nice. I was kind of worried if I'd be able to smoothly blend the purple into the orange, but it came out really well. I should do that. I should just like find kind of natural color palettes and try to blend them. That could be a fun little exercise. Okay. Soften this a little bit. Oh, I guess I should also turn up my computer brightness since I'm saying how my capture is so dark. Which it is still a little bit compared to my iPad, but I have a lot of my screens dark because I have old lady eyes. Okay. These are good little warm-ups. So we did just kind of a simple orange. It kind of blends into like a vermilion-ish. And then nice little sunset orb. Okay. And we'll do that for now. So I want to jump in. I gotta get crack-a-lackin' on these. So we did Torsten and Tyken yesterday in the background elements. Lucy will be a good one to start with because I'm kind of familiar with how to draw her. And I'll be warmed up for everybody else. Boop. Hey, Bonnabelle. You want to hang out? Hi, Fish Mage. Hello. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Gonna step away, make some lunch. Okay, sounds good. I hope you make something tasty. I just finished my little warm-up orbs. I'm gonna get to work now. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Just a very questionable anime. Oh dear. Do I dare ask, or is it cursed content? Let's see if I can draw with my right hand and pet Mallow with my left hand, because she wants to snuggle. Where's she? Where's my child? Oh. Gushing over magical girls. Oh, this sounds extremely cursed. This sounds like the brand of anime that drives me away. Oh, hang on, I have a family text, pardon me a moment. Okay. That show is unhinged. I feel like that's pretty standard for anime. For ill or for good. Oop. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, that's right. Okay, I was using my ink brush to tidy up some of these lines. Oh, bunny. That's so cute. Okay. It is very unhinged. I mean, I believe you. I take your word for it. I've been enjoying the adaptation of Dungeon Meshi, or Delicious in Dungeon. I guess technically I'm supposed to call it Delicious in Dungeon, but I've just forced a habit call it Dungeon Meshi. But it's being so faithful to the original manga, and I'm so happy because it's so good. I'm kind of wondering how far they're gonna get into the, It's so good. It's so good! Every Thursday. Every Thursday I'm like, I'm gonna watch it before work, but it doesn't, like, air until kind of mid-morning for me. So I'm just like, I wake up and I'm just knocking on Netflix's door like, Dungeon Meshi? Dungeon Meshi? Dungeon Meshi? Like, I wanna watch it and avoid spoilers. Which I guess aren't spoilers because I've read the manga, but, you know. Senshi's best. Senshi's so good. Senshi and Chilchuk are my favorites. I mean, I love everybody in that story because they're all so good. It's Senshi and Chilchuk. I'm glad that I was telling my friend about it, who's also been watching it. I'm like, listen, Senshi is the baby girl of the show. Like, he's the star. Like, Laios is the star, but also Senshi. And she gets it now. I mean, and also, like, the English voiceover, Sungwon is just absolutely killing it as Senshi. He suits him just perfectly. I love his work. Laios, yeah. Hi, money. I gotta scrunkle you. I must. I'm compelled to scrunkle the child. What's that? Okay, I'm gonna... do I want emergencies? Well, yeah, because I don't want to create a tangent with her hair, so I'll just... The man that ate our... I mean, that's Laios for you. I love him. He's so unhinged. I just love that everybody's like, he just like looks so normal, boring human men, and then they are realizing as the show's progressing, like, oh no, this man's a freak. And that's why we love him. That's why we love Laios. I was so excited to hear Sungwon with Cast 4. I know! Like, we were gonna watch it anyway, but legally yeah, same. When I saw the cast list come out for the English list, I did the whole, like, Beyonce meme, like, Sungwon! I was so stoked. And I mean, I can already tell if it's continues to stay faithful to the original manga. I'm like, it's a show that I'm probably gonna watch just over and over. So I was like, there's time for me to watch it in like the other voice cast and stuff, so I'm just enjoying it in English for now. Mage Girl doesn't have a useful spell like Fireball. Marcial has very useful spells. It just takes her a little bit to get there. But she does. Or I forgot. She does kind of in like the lower floors. I feel like she's more of just kind of suited for like combat, and like there is fighting in the story, but they kind of tend to like solve their problems with like weird solutions, so she doesn't really get to shine as much as the others. But she'll get there. Marcial's a good egg. She has good moments. Yeah, she does. Vital question: would you eat monsters given the chance? I mean, I'm kind of I feel like I'm kind of at a chill chuck scale of like, this is not my first choice, but don't tell me what the food is and I'll try it. Because if I hear what and I mean, I do this in real life too, right? Like, if I hear what a food is, my brain is going to have its little preconceived notions, and I might be hesitant to try it. So usually if I'm trying new foods, I'll be like, outside of, you know, allergies, I'm like, don't tell me what it is or how it's made or anything. Just let me try it for the flavor. And then from there I will judge how I feel about it. So I feel like I would probably be down to try Monster as long as it's not like poisonous or harmful to me. I would do it. Why not? Absolutely. I mean, that's true too. So, I mean, since she's a aficionado, so if someone like him was preparing it, I would trust him. He would not lead me astray. He would make it delicious. As someone who knows food and cooks, I'd be down to try. Yeah, exactly. Every time I travel, I'm kind of... It's hard because I have to be careful about what I eat because some foods will physically harm me and just put me into pain for hours on end. But I like trying new foods. So, you know, when I travel and stuff, I will sometimes kind of just stick with like safe choices. Because if I'm like, well, as much as I want to try something new and fun, if I have other things I need to do today, I can't be in pain. But I do like to try new things as much as possible. By the way, imagine a cook-off between Sanji and Senshi. That would be interesting. I feel like it would depend. I don't know. Because they're both very good, right? Like, oh, my little message is broken. The emojis, that's fine. Right, because they're both just fix that real quick. There we go. Okay. They're both very knowledgeable cooks, and on one hand I want to say that like Senshi might have an advantage because he knows how to adapt like even the most weird ingredients into something good, right? So he would kind of have that advantage. But I mean, Sanji is just a skilled chef, so I feel like part of being able to adapt when you're cooking is just kind of having that base knowledge that he also has. I feel like they'd be friends, though. I feel like they'd get along pretty well, and that's always nice. I mean, either way, there's gonna be some tasty-ass food to try. They're both cooking, so... It's kind of a win-win when you think about it. Ooh, a changeling bard. Very nice. In a fight, Sanji takes the W. Yeah, I know. I mean, well, I mean... Yeah, I feel like Sanji would, because Senshi's a good fighter, but I feel like Sanji has, like, kind of the agility, I guess, on him. I don't know. Why pit two bad bitches against it? It's an interesting mashup. Hey, Bonabelle. Cute. Yeah. not perfect proportions, but it's already a chibi, so it doesn't need to be.
Squished a little bunny.
Sanji, the recent arc is the best suit. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. My knowledge of One Piece is limited to, I think, like 15 years ago. I only know kind of very periphery knowledge of recent things, just through cultural osmosis. I enjoyed it. I really liked the series, so the live action adaptation was really exciting because, you know, I enjoyed my time with it back in high school. But I couldn't keep up. Some days I kind of like want to see if I can get back into it, but then I'm like, it's just so much. I know it. I know myself personally. I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to keep up. Oh, pardon me. I think actually it should probably be up here. Sanji in the East Blue, Senshi takes the W. I'll have to take your word for it. I mean, let's be real, the only reason why I was able to keep up with the Dungeon Meshi is because it's like a kind of a shorter series. If it was a long-running series like One Piece or Naruto or any of those, I'd be like, I sadly don't have the attention span for these. No matter how much I love them. Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't want to. I'm not gonna go crazy. What's this? Okay. Let me get rid of this little heart. So 30 eps in one day. I don't recommend it. No, I would imagine not. I feel like it's probably. I feel like shows are a lot easier to watch now, right? Just because of accessibility. Like, I had no hope for keeping up with One Piece because I had to watch them on old YouTube when they were in 3 parts. So one episode was 3 YouTube videos that somebody essentially pirated and uploaded. And so if somebody just didn't upload the episode or a part of the episode, it was just like, well, I guess I'm not watching this. So it was kind of a chore to watch shows way back then. 3 parts, yep. Yeah. I think what every part would be about like 5 minutes-ish, give or take. Yeah. They were probably streamed to like 240p too. Thinking about it. They were not, I mean, they were fine. But I imagine that if you compare the quality of those old videos to like now, it would be a palpable difference. But so, you know, watching a 600 episode series was a task that I was not up for. I tried. I got at the time pretty decently far, but then, you know, just life. Just had to split the focus, so. The olden days. And now it has, oh my god, 1,000. Yeah. Yeah. Excuse me. It's insane. I mean, it is a triumph. It is like, oh my gosh. Wow. How do I feel about that? It's, you know what? It's fine. I was tempted to kind of like go back and watch some after the live action, and then I just sat there thinking about how long the show is. I was like, I can't. I can't keep up with just stuff that's like airing currently. I'll just have to love it from afar. I watched a couple of the movies, which again you had to watch in parts. There were no like, you know, just hour-and-a-half long uploads. I don't think that was a thing that like YouTube was capable of doing, not without maybe like a special account or something. And so if like the movie just wasn't uploaded or was missing like 45 minutes, it's like, well, never mind then. Welcome back, Jeremy. Talking about anime. And One Piece in particular. Just how massive of a series it is. Little Tootsie. Our little Tootsies. Looks fine. We just finished Demon Slayer. I heard that show is also very good. I feel like it is, again, another one that I will probably not get into, but I've heard very good things about it. I had a movie that came out recently, I believe. You guys saw it? Yeah, I wonder, can I, this is at 49. Whoa. Okay. Interesting. I can kind of smooth it out a little bit. Maybe. That's just how they're clustered. It's fine. Def enjoyed it. If you ever do want to watch it, we could do a watch party. I'm glad. How long is the series? Because that was kind of what we were talking about. Was like One Piece. I enjoyed it, but it was just so long that I know myself. I wouldn't be able to really kind of keep up. But if it's kind of like mid-length, I could probably try it out. Gotta head out for breakfast times. Hope the arc goes well. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by, Blue. I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you have a very good breakfast. And take care. Just 3 seasons and a movie. That's technically season. Yeah. Okay, I mean, that's not too bad, actually. It's not bad at all. That's kind of a reasonable size for my attention span. Because again, this is not like anything with the series themselves. It's 100% me. But still a reality that I must contend with. Just wanna... Blech. No, I don't like that. Just enough. No, very bad. Very bad, not good. I just need to angle, maybe. Yeah. I need to... Oops. Well. This is probably mostly gonna get covered up by the bow anyway. Little bow tie. But I'll just lay the groundwork for now. Each episode is like, yeah, 20 minutes long, save for the first and the season finales. Yeah, I mean, and that's okay because, you know, you gotta get the big stuff going. And you know, like, that's my thing with why I don't watch TV, because even just like I was trying to watch like for the weather yesterday, and it was literally just all commercials. It was like all commercials. They did a quick weather report on not even my area, and then it was back to commercials. And I'm like, this is why I can't watch shows and movies and stuff, because, you know, like a 2-hour movie turns into like 4 hours because they have to keep stopping mid-sentence to air a commercial. Whereas at least with streaming, it's like I can sit and watch a thing for, you know, actually 20 minutes. Yeah, 90% ads, 10% show, yeah. Which is frustrating because, like, I don't mind, you know, if a commercial has to air, but there's no thought put into it anymore, right? Because, like, shows used to be structured of, like, you know, they're gonna put, they planned for, like, commercial breaks and stuff. But that's not where TV stations air commercials anymore, is they just air them kind of whenever. So you'll be watching a movie or a show, and it'll literally just, like, cut out, like, mid-sentence and be a commercial and then come back again mid-sentence. And it's like, and I always like it, yeah, because they would edit movies for TV, is that, like, they'll cut off mid-sentence, come back from commercial, there'll be, like, 3 more lines of dialogue, and then it'll be a natural change in scene. That, like, you could have just waited to air this. Like, it was structured to allow for breaks and, like, natural transitions. Like, you could have just waited. I wouldn't mind. And frankly, like, that's why I watched a lot of like Turner classic movies, like that TV station, because they would just air the full movie, and then it would be maybe like 15-20 minutes of commercials for, like, their own channel and stuff like that. But I'm like, you just let me watch like a 2-hour movie with no breaks. Like, I will literally sit here and I will continue to watch, like, your ads and stuff, because you let me just watch a thing uninterrupted. Like, I'm fine doing that. And I loved that they did that. But that's just every 15 minutes air the ads. Yeah. It's so frustrating. It's like, because I get it, like, you need to run ads for revenue and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with that, but work with me here. Like, make it a reasonable amount of time and reasonable breaks and things like that. But and they're like, nobody wants to watch TV anymore, they're all in streaming services. Like, yeah, actually get to watch the things that we're here for. Imagine. What a crazy concept. Why does her foot look so bonkers? Or not her foot, her leg. That's fine. I think her tail would be, like, behind the heart, right? That's what I determined. Like here. So it was kind of like, don't even want to bother. I kind of don't want to even bother. And the streaming service is starting to go down the same path. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is they're like, oh, well, you can, it's free with ads. Which, again, I'm like, okay, this is annoying. But if you put them in natural spots, then I guess I could live with it. They're not. They're just mid-sentence. It'll be, like, 5 minutes of ad, and then, like, 30 seconds. And I'm like, do you not realize that people are not going to pay for your service? They're just going to steal it? Like, you could be making money if you just did this in an honest, reasonable way, but, you know. In the same pancake. Yeah, dude, yeah, July. It'll be 4 years. I believe 4th of July, weirdly, was our very first session. Which I'm kind of like, why did we pick that data to start playing? I mean, I guess we didn't have anything going on, so I was like, well, we're all free, so why not? It's kind of funny. Oops. Let me flip her. Well, this looks fine. Let me just trust my past self. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and again, I imagine that this is gonna need more tweaking and such, but it's fine. No biggie. Oops. I know. I don't know how we did that, but it's very funny. 4th of July. Now, Torsten, give me your little bow tie. I can use it as a little base. Actually, did I add? No, I did not. I'm taking over here. Need to A, bring this down a little bit. And then... Oh, well, let me do... I do want to redo this one. Let me just do these with the inking brush. They're gonna be smoothed out anyway. Okay. Oh god, do I have Magnet? I sure do. Oh, that's right, because I was setting up the stat sheet. That's right. Number great, there we go. I don't want to go over her chin area. Okay. And then try it. So that I have a outline. Oh shoot, did I not reply? No, okay. To my ma'am there. I did. Chivonista. I'm so impressed with you guys solving the little mausoleum riddle. I tried to put a red herring in there. She didn't fall for it. Too good. Sneaking suspicion that those disturbed. Oh yeah, yeah. You and Scarlet just clocked me, and I was tickled. When you guys were just like set on creeping through and kind of just taking a look at the graves, but not like touching them, I was like, oh, they know. Which is good. I mean, I know you guys are smart. I'm still gonna lay the traps just in case, but... The floor, the second spike hallway, it took me out. Like, oh my gosh. Like, well, this time we're gonna trigger the trap from back here, and you just happened to come in on the side that it was. Have the fun is watching your players just yeah, no, 100%. There were a couple times when I was messaging Layla on the side, like, I did not prepare for this. Of all the things I prepared for, this was not one of it. Which is fun. I mean, that's why I like to prepare, because I'm like, I know that I'm not going to be able to account for everything. But if I have enough of like a solid foundation, that will help me kind of adapt to whatever does come up. At least for me. I know some people kind of just do better just improvising completely and maybe structuring things in a way that prevents it, which I think are all fine. But it was so good. Because I expected you guys to come in that hallway like from the top. So if she would have seen the trap, the pressure plate, and then you could set it off and you would have seen the spikes ahead of you, but you just happened to come in from the hallway, and I I had it laid out. I put the boxes ahead of time. The general idea is usually all you need, since literally one brain versus a half. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right, is, you know, I can only account for so much just on my own, and then there's just, you guys inherently think differently than me. You know, so you're gonna come up with different ideas, but that's the fun of it. And that's kind of why I like running these little one-shots, because it's kind of letting me know, like, how you guys think. So I can also, like, in the future set up puzzles or terrain and stuff that I'm like, they're gonna naturally pick up on this, and it's not something that, like, well, it's obvious to me, but then it's not obvious to you guys, and it can be very frustrating. Like, that's not fun. I don't want to do that. So I'm honestly happy Dean swapped to Ishtar sometimes, purely because Salem was, like, always accounting for the weirdest shit. Yeah, I mean, Salem was clever. I really like Ishtar. Ishtar's very fun. And I like having her in the party for a myriad of reasons, but Ceylon, our little rat, I think he's a rat somewhere. No, he's fine, but I'm gonna die on the hill of saying that to people. Burger1987, hello, welcome in. I'm doing alright, how are you doing? Old Bergie. Nothing will ever beat Ishtar just scoffing and saying nerd stuff and walking. That was so good, because it's like, ugh, a nerd sword turns and walks into a pit. Like, it's just... It was so powerful. Ishtar's so good. I tickle here. What? If you mean, can you just hang out? Then of course you can. You are always welcome to hang out and just kind of lurk if you would like, or chat. Hi, Kume! Well, thank you for the follow. We were just talking about D&D stuff. How are you doing today, Kume? Finally woke up. Oh my gosh, listen. If I wasn't watching Pets, you know I was gonna be in bed until like 10, at least. Okay, so far. I'm doing alright. I'm kinda sleepy, just because I was up super late, but not too bad. I had a pretty good day. It's pretty quiet around here, so... I'm also enjoying just letting you all vibe and do what you want for a walk. I think it's busy. I think it's nice taking the foot off the gas. Yeah, and there are, like, there's so many things that, like, our party ourselves can get into, and different, like, character quests and stuff. It's like, there's still plenty to keep us busy. We'll find trouble. It's been very fun. I'm very excited for Torsten's little quest. I am extremely excited for Garnell Day with everybody. I know I talked a lot last session, and I feel incredibly badly about that, but I'm like, well, I got it out of the way, and I get to just sit back and listen and enjoy. Be like, hi, Ashwee! Then going, well, there's Griffin trouble up north. Like, literally, I was like, oh god. I'm glad they have it under control. How's it not following? I don't know, don't worry about it. Hi. Good morning. Yeah, Lucy was just like, please god, I can't. Which is why when Garnell was like, so are we gonna handle this? She's like, no. We're gonna maybe go ask some questions and then we're gonna go home, and if it's something we need to handle, we're gonna get our team. Because A, we're a team and we work together. And B, inside in her brain, she was like, I don't know if you and I could handle this. Because I don't know how you fight. Last time she was in the Marestar area alone, she died. We're at this point where there's enough lower level adventurers around to handle the smaller troubles. Yes, and I love that. And I love it in, like, you know, as a player perspective, to like see the area change, right? And to like, oh, there's all these other characters out here like doing stuff, and that's cool and fun. And Lucy loves it because it's like, oh, there's other people doing stuff and helping each other. Most of them had gotten wrapped up in the Blood Ribbon stuff, yeah. And I mean, understandably, because, you know, if they need a job and need income and steady work, they were promised a really good deal. So, you know, she gets it. The people who knew better and still followed, she's kind of like, alright, but you're on thin ice. But most people, she gets it.
Monies. Gotta get the monies.
She gets it. She's not gonna ever fault anybody for just doing what they gotta do. Not truly fault. She might be like, okay, well, you do have to take accountability, but depending on what happened. But that's different. And now we're just spreading, so you're gonna have several newbies. Why don't you? Let's go! Doki, Izzy, can I ask, are you targeted for? I am, actually, yeah. I think it would be nice. It's kind of just a year goal, because streaming is not, it's just kind of a fun thing I do on the weekends. But, yeah. I think it would be fun to just at least get affiliate, get my own little emotes that people could use. I think that would be cute. Yeah, I'm not struggling with this bow. Maybe I should just leave it. Cool. Yeah. Maybe I'll just leave it. That's fine. And then I'll do, if I do shading, I'll actually shade that, like, that crease in with colors instead of a line. Tokyo. I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick. And unshrimp also. Everybody should also stretch if you need to. The snazzy party takes that she takes to Cornell to make it be genuine. Oh my gosh! I would love that. May I softly make a suggestion that is absolutely free to be turned down? I don't know how fancy of a party Doki wants to take him to. But we were invited to like a wedding. So if Doki wants to like take him to that. But perhaps that is maybe like too casual. She wants to take him to something like really fancy, you know? because maybe the wedding is just like not the vibe she wants, which I mean, I totally respect that. I hope that suggestion comes across as brainstorming and not pushy. Toki throws a house party at Thorn's estate. Oh, that'd be so good. Birdie, are you trying to advertise to me? Because don't do that. Toki throws a house party there. Tell him it's a swanky party, but actually it's calm, normal people hanging out. Oh my god. Okay, no, it's okay. I thank you very much for respecting that. I appreciate it. Telling Garnell it's a fancy party and then showing up with normal people is such a powerful image. Advertise just no, and I appreciate it, but I think for my channel I want to kind of keep it as like assets that I what is this line? Oh, assets that I kind of make myself, just because I want to be art centered. So for me, I'm like, I want to do it, but I appreciate it, and thank you for respecting my declination. Maybe I'll leave her little. Yeah. Question is, do you actually want Garnell to become better or get resentful? That's true. If he maybe will feel like he's being kind of put on the spot. That's true. I didn't think of that at first either. Doesn't like being the butt of a joke. Fair, absolutely. I get that. Really dig the house party idea, and she invites like farmers and merchants and like trick. She's gonna be fooling us. Maybe he misunderstood. He's so oversell shit. I love her though. That's why she's perfect. He's gonna dress to impress no matter what. Yeah. I mean, and that could be like a nice learning point for him, right? Of kind of like, you want to dress to impress, but there are different ways to do that depending on like the setting and like the vibe, you know, that you're going to. Like there are different ways to kind of blend in with people. Oops. This small. Okay. Do her little face now. It's more like she tells him that she wants to throw a celebration for very important members of society, and she means the people who actually do the grunt work. I mean, yeah. He's definitely flirting a lot more just by being out of the city, which is nice, kind of realizing just how little power his father actually has. Yeah. It's good to meet new people and new experiences and new lifestyles and stuff. And even it's like, yeah, Thorn can't, you know, Thorn is an important person, obviously, to him and in the city, but, you know, people outside of the city are kind of like, okay, great, you're just at most like a name in the distant city that I don't know. Which, you know, is something that he, you know, he's learning to understand, but you have problems he can't solve, yeah. And it's like maybe there are things that Garnell can kind of bring to the attention of the city and be like, hey, these people are having these issues, is there anything we can do? And maybe the answer is yes, and he can help, and maybe the answer will be, no, there's really nothing we can do, or we're just not going to. And that's something that he just kind of has to grapple with. That these people have to grapple with every day, you know? I don't know. Lots of different ways he could take it. It's a nuanced situation for a nuanced boy. Suddenly have an amazing idea. Do tell, or is it spoilers? I mean, I don't think anybody here would metagame, but I understand wanting to keep it a fun little secret. Oh my gosh, I just heard Abby just go down the hallway. Like, honey, that was so sad. Are you okay? Carnell, Brill, and Redwald go on a road trip along the Sword Coast after the campaign. Boys trip! That would be so good! Also, to be honest, pretty balanced party. A road trip is so good. That is so powerful. That's so powerful. Road trip is so very good. Oh, goodness. That's very fun. Okay, and I love it because, and this is obviously equivalent to a fan interpretation, which feels very weird to say because it's our D&D characters, but I guess it is what it is. In my head, there's like this implication that Redwald, as the most traveled person, is like the one kind of showing them around, right? And he is like the more knowledgeable one just based on his experiences. But also, like, his experiences have left him very jaded and cynical, right? And for, you know, good reason. As a rather jaded person myself, I get it. So it's kind of like, as he's teaching them stuff and how to look out for things and navigate different areas, that, like, they teach him how to, I don't know, just their own side. I don't know, it's, I got very embarrassed halfway through that sentence, but I just like the idea of them all kind of like learning from each other as they travel. That's fun. That's very sweet. Oh, that's right. Was I just doing kind of like brush for their mouths? So the texture. They soften him up and he gets to re-experience those early days, but in a positive way. Yeah, exactly! I love that. I love that for him because he deserves it. I know that man's been through some shit. Let him believe in the world again. I guess their mouths are also textured, but I think hers is being such a simple line. It looks a little bit better if it's smoother. The real friends were the cracked skulls we made along the way. Yeah! Garnell kind of getting some humbling. Brill just seeing the world in general. Redwald kind of softening up a little bit. I don't know, it's like, it's nice. I think there's a lot of room for, like, very positive change. That kind of just comes inherently with traveling in general, right? Like, unless you are a naturally very closed-minded person, it's very hard to not change after you see other places. Just experience new things in general. Oh, they look so cute! Arnold gets to broaden his horizons and learn more of the world outside of Pro Camper. Brill acquires more knowledge and power to bring back to Lucy and help out the mess. It's so much! It's so good. Pro and his people. Making the world a better place. I love the image of Brill. Of Brill being the one to be like, if they ever come across people in trouble, he's like, well, we gotta help, and Redwald and Garnell are both like, why? For their own reasons. Just like, oh god, why? Redwald like, listen, they gotta help themselves, and Garnell's like, ugh, we don't have time to help these, like, peasants. And Brill's just like, guys, please. Like, guys, please. Please. That's very funny. Are you sure we gotta though? Yeah. I mean, Brill gets to essentially travel with a tailwind, right? Like... Oh. Oh. You hear howling, it's my dog, and he's very, very sad. He lives a tragic life. Oh. They're so upset. They've been in the other side of the house by themselves for approximately an hour and a half. Their pain is so powerful. My god, the horrors they suffer through. They already got over it, they're like, oh. Never mind. Ah, they look so cute! I love Torsten just big chillin'. It's what he deserves. I'm gonna give him a couple little scales. So tragic. Their lives are so hard. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to overdo it. Oh, excuse me. Okay. I'm gonna just do line art for now. They're so cute. Also Doki. I have to just look at Doki every now and then and just appreciate her magnificence. Garnell's just like, oh god. This is what the world is, Garnell. You have to accept it. This is it. This is the human experience. We're gonna do these guys first. Eat or be eaten, exactly. Exactly. It sure looks so cute. Little hair loopies. I wonder maybe if I should just draw her arm first, actually, because it'll be kind of propped up. Okay. Leaning back. She's big chillin' in her own way. Little alien hand here. Left behind. That's fine. I was supposed to ask Layla for something. Oh, it was her little tacit thing, that's right. Is anything to know to put into the game doc? I had to update his little lair. Now that it's... Next session's just gonna be like his fight. I don't have to swap between like managing monsters and stuff and then him. I mean, he has plenty he can do. Cachet, but I could see if I can add any just small details, not too much, but just little things. And maybe not. Maybe I'll just be like, yeah, it's fine. And now that I kind of have a feel for how you guys interact and play your classes and stuff. And whether it goes bad or not, it'll be fun. I hope so. That's all I ever want, for people to have fun. Okay. I see why I had angled those that way. Okay. Sitting on her little... It is gonna be rough though. He is not designed to pull punches. He is designed to kill you guys. Are you enjoying DMing it? I mean, yeah, I was having fun last night. I'm always very anxious, just as a person, and then as a DM. But I was enjoying it, and I liked like when you guys would kind of like banter with each other, and like there was at the beginning when you were like, well, can I trick shot this crossbow bolt, and Wyatt was like, well, what if I hold up my shield to like ping the bolt off? And I was like, absolutely you can do that. Should I technically like make you roll a dexterity check or something? Like, yeah, but I don't give a shit. That's fun and I love it. And I love that it kind of gives this extra layer of like, in such a very simple silly thing, it's like, yeah, they're a team. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's the stuff that I like. I still get sweaty and anxious when I DM, so I feel you. I'm comforted to hear that in a way. I'm not happy that you feel anxious, of course, but I get the... I get this... It's not even like performance anxiety, right? Because I learned from like when I was teaching that I was like, okay, this is something that I can do. Once I like get going, I'm fine. What gets me is like the social anxiety of like everybody hates me and nobody actually wants to be here and everybody's just being nice and saying that they want to be here. And they don't know how to say that they don't want to play, and it's hard because I struggle with it because it feels very unfair to you guys that like I feel like my brain it comes across as like I'm calling you guys liars, and it's not that. It's more of like your friends are so nice that they don't want to hurt your feelings or whatever, but then the evil in me says it's like they hate you. I'm like, mentally I know that I'm like, it's not true, because I'm like, if people don't want to do something, they could just tell me that they don't want to. I'm like, I don't care. It's no big deal. Like, it's just a game. It's like, if people don't want to do something, then we'll just do something else, you know? No biggie. But my brain will still tell me that I hate myself. A rule quote was, I totally get that I struggle with something very similar. Yeah, kind of like imposter syndrome, big same. Yeah, and again, it's like, I'm glad there's solidarity. I'm sad that we all feel this way, of course, because I don't want you guys to feel this way, but, you know, I guess it just is what it is. It also, if I'm gonna be honest, it's also very hard because I know it's not meant anything personal by it, but when like for scheduling and stuff, when I'm like, hey, my schedule's super open, so people who have like a more restricted schedule, please let me know like when you're free and then we can work on it, and then I get no response for like sometimes like 2 weeks. I'm like, so do you not want to play? And on one hand I'm like, well, they just don't see the message or they get distracted. Like it people have lives, right? Like, of course, but it still feels like, well, they're not answering because they don't want to answer, you know? It's like, it's the struggle between mentally knowing something and emotionally feeling something, right? There's a big split sometimes. After someone is later can't make a session, they get quiet in a session, my brain's like, they hate you, suck at this. Yeah, it's very hard to kind of to know better, but to still have that like that visceral emotional response. And I feel bad when, if I'm DMing, not that I'm this prolific DM, but just a few times that I have, if people are kind of quiet, I will fall prey to not noticing, but assuming like, well, they're quiet because they just don't have anything to say, versus I need to be more cognizant of like, are they just genuinely quiet, or do they feel like they can't get a word in, and I as the DM need to kind of give them that opportunity. Because some people are just like, everybody's a different player, right? Like, excuse me, like some people like to plan and strategize, some people just like to kind of sit back and listen and contribute when they play, but for the most part they don't mind kind of taking a backseat, and some people like being at the forefront, or some people shine in different situations, like maybe they're quiet during roleplay, but then we get into a fight and they're super into it, or vice versa, they're kind of quiet in combat, but then in a social setting they get, so it's like, I'm also trying to keep that in mind of what kind of a player everybody is, but then sometimes I'm also just so caught up in it myself that I forget, and you know, it's just something I need to practice. But I get quiet in a session as a player, it's usually because I don't want to hog the spotlight. I also like to think on what was said or think on a strategy. Yeah, I'm the opposite in that I just never shut up. So but then I feel really bad because afterwards I'm like, oh my god, I talk so much, I'm so fucking annoying, like, shut up is a but I'm just like, I'm having so much fun that I'm like, I want to engage, but then it's like, no, let other people engage as well, be polite. I get so caught up and excited, but I don't ever want to outshine people. So if I'm ever like, genuinely, if I'm ever just talking too much in a session, feel free to be like, we're gonna let this other person talk now, and I'll be like, right, yes, thank you. D&D for me, I enjoy being a backseat player because outside of D&D I take on so much other, well, the only thing that ever peeves me genuinely, yes, 100%, this is a safe space for honesty. I take on so much other mental loads that I forget that other people can do, contribute, be involved, so it's very nice to sit back and let my friends take the lead and show me a good time. I get that. I 100% understand that. That it's like, because your life is one such way, that it's kind of nice to get a break from it. But I hope you know that I love Doki, and I love listening to you get your chance to RP and do fun stuff as well. How many times in the middle of saying something? I have a question. I can hear his tone of voice too. I have a question. Yes. Yes, my darling. What can I help you with? Like, hold on a second. I'll get to it. Just give me a second. I understand. Is that a good angle? I feel like this needs to be a little wider. Like creaky head turning, yes. Using ancient pillar before you, there are runes into that appear to be. I have a question. Yeah. You know what actually Layla told me? Because I might implement this, I guess depending on what you guys do, right? Because now I see, full disclosure, when I was like, hey, here's the big door that you guys have to go through to get to the final boss, and you guys were like, what if we go through the ceiling? And I'm like, I guess. And genuinely, like, if that is what you guys want to do, please do that. And I'm glad that now we have a break before the fight, because I mean, even if you guys did it in the moment, like, it is what it is. I can very easily be like, okay, well then this is what's gonna happen. But now I just have more prep time to add potentially more to it and things like that, and kind of work with what abilities you guys have to make it work and so on. But I was like, well, I kind of had written little like flavor text for each room just to kind of like help describe and stuff and maybe give you hints to what all was in there. And I obviously had done that for, you know, the big dramatic boss fight at the end. And then I was like, I told Layla, I'm kind of worried that, you know, he's not gonna monologue at you or anything. Because that's, I like silly stuff, but I'm like, that's a little too silly. Because the response is like, well, while he's monologue, I'm going to shoot him. Be like, well, of course you are, because that's what a normal response is. I was like, but I didn't want that, but I didn't want to like stifle you guys either. And she's like, well, you can just ask, be like, hey, when you guys go in this room, do you mind if I like read a little thing? And I was like, oh yeah, I can't just communicate with my friends like adults. It was, I don't know, it was just like, duh, Isabel, of course. I was literally brainstorming all these ideas about this, getting into the raptors to have ranged advantage, but the others kept hitting me with, we can cast fly and this. I'm like, guys, you'll be running out of fumes in a fight. No, Jeremy, let them cast their spells. Let them use their resources. Come closer, I won't bite. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah. You can trust me. Fair enough. I did feel very bad last night when Stu was like, well, what if we do this to get a rest and this to get a rest? And I had to finally just be like, look, you guys can't rest. Like, I said this in the game doc, and I'm saying it now, that like, if you do this thing, I will punish you. And I don't like doing that because I want you guys to feel comfortable doing and trying things. That I was like, I have to put my foot down because it's also not fair for you guys to try to finagle something and then you walk out of whatever sanctuary and there's like 15 shadows. And it's like, on one hand, like, I told you ahead of time, but that still feels bad. Like, it's one thing if I've set up a trap and monsters and like, oh no, we're in a fight and we might die, and like, that kind of sucks in a way, but it's like something that is manageable that you guys can work on, and I can keep an eye out for like death spirals and stuff. But I'm like, this is just kind of a thing that I told you out of game. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean, it feels very bad, but I try. That's why I put that stuff ahead of time, so that it was clear. Stu's a roll fudging min-maxer, so don't feel bad. I mean, he's trying to get the best out of the game, right? Like, that's the type of player he is he wants to be strategic and optimized, and I'm totally fine with that. Like, if that is how he has fun, I'm okay with that. But I'm like, I have to very careful. I'm like, I feel bad. I'm like, I gotta put my foot down. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be a race against the clock. This is a leisurely dungeon crawl. We don't have time. Yeah, and again, like, that was why I put together the game doc. I felt, again, I felt a little awkward about, like, giving you guys, like, hey, it's a one-shot, but then read this preparatory text felt very strange. But I was like, I wanted to set up a specific context for it. And it would be, if to me it felt unfair to, like, have these ideas in my head for it, but not give you guys something to reference and to agree into and to opt into, right? Because if it was, you know, if there were certain rules that you guys genuinely didn't want to do, it's like, well, then we won't use those rules. But I wanted to have, like, the discussion and the approval beforehand. So, like, I don't mind, like, discussing things and kind of going back and forth, so long as, you know, everybody's in agreement, then that's what matters, you know? Excuse me. I enjoy maxing too, but I also try to do it in the constraints of the game. Since I read the doc and saw that we didn't have time for rest and such, I went for a martial class since I didn't want to magic. Yeah. And I mean, like, it feels good to, you know, be as optimized as you can be, right? But, you know, I was like, I didn't want to. And I also knew, I'm like, if Stu insists on doing this, right, on getting a rest, and they find a way to do it, but then they come back out and now they have an even worse fight than when they went in, I was like, he's gonna get frustrated with that, like, because it feels like, well, we just rested and now we're worse off than when we started. So I was like, well, let's not even get to that point. I'm gonna tell you right now, this isn't something you can do. I'm sorry. In other contexts, in other games, perhaps, but not this one, my guy. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like, maybe it sucks to hear. And I mean, he was fine. He didn't, like, argue. He was like, oh, all right. But constraints encourage creativity. Yeah, and I mean, that was kind of like the fun of this one shot, is I'm like, it's gonna be crazy to run and manage, but with it being like, this is your last chance, you don't have his phylactery, so yeah, you can physically kill him, but are there other things you can do to impede him? I want to see what you guys can do. Maybe you'll come up with something crazy, and, like, please do. I'm very excited. Or maybe you guys will just beat him into submission. I don't know. I made this one shot with a lot of, I made problems, and for some things I'm like, I know what a solution is, but I tried to not make anything that was the solution. Like, if you guys come up with an answer, then let's do it. If it makes sense, it makes sense, you know? I have a few supplemental spells, nothing that will make or break this. Let's choose one trick turning. Yes, and actually, I need to ask you later when you guys are home tonight to, like, walk me through her action economy. Because I was like, 8 attacks is a lot. And I'm like, I need to just visually see it. Kind of like when I look at other people's sheets to, like, what languages and stuff they have. Because, like with the mausoleum, I put it in Sylvan because I had seen on on somebody's sheet that they spoke Sylvan and or someone else had, like, comprehend languages. So I was like, they can read this. I know that they will be able to get to the point that one of them will look at their sheets and they will be able to read it. Even if they don't remember right off the bat, they will get there. So that's why I like looking at people's sheets, because I'm like, I don't want to put in anything that it's like, you know, if there's like this doesn't apply because I think, like, you have the silent spell, but say, like, you have to solve this riddle by casting the silent spell, and, like, that's the only way to solve it. But if nobody has it, then it's like, so if you guys can't come up with, like, another creative way to get to that answer, which maybe you could, I'm not saying, like, you guys can't, because you're all very smart, clever people, but it's like, if you don't have that or you can't get there, then it's like, well, I guess we just turn around and find another way in. Like, I don't know, like, it feels kind of, like, awkward and strange. So when I asked for people's sheets, I'm not trying to, like, I'm gonna use things against you. I mean, I'm twirling my mustache. I'm like, I'm trying to just, like, I want to give you guys opportunities to be challenged, but also to have moments in which your characters can shine. You know, like the lock on Kashe's, like, bedroom, I believe was a DC of, like, 26 or something ridiculous. But I was like, with Thistle's proficiencies, I'm like, she's gonna be fine. This is gonna be hard for her to meet this threshold, but I know she can do it. And you did it fine. I mean, it was like a joke. You just like crushed it. Which is, I'm like, that's the point. Like, you're a rogue and you're an infiltrator and this is a specialty of your character. You should be able to do it. Like, I don't know. I like doing stuff like that when I can. And I'm sure I don't always succeed, but yes, you know, that's why it's practice. Okay, and speaking of, I can use these now. Nice and her head is nice and clean. Let me flip her because I feel like that's not really. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, because technically it would be like that, right? No. Cage. Yeah, okay. That's fine.
That's fine.
Big chillin' Ishtar.
Yo, dude!
Oh my god!
Oh, you.
Oh, you. Hi, Almondia! Hello! Welcome in! How are you doing? Hello, I'm Crayon, or Izzy. I'm just drawing some Valentine's Day art for my D&D party. What were you? Oh, wait a minute. I'm learning how to do twitch.com. Yeah! Hello, welcome in. And thank you for the follow yesterday too. You're very sweet. How are you doing? What were you streaming? What were you up to? But also, if you need to like raid and run because you were streaming and now you gotta take care of things, by all means. You're doing well. I'm glad to hear it. I'm doing okay. We're just hanging out talking D&D. While I draw our Paladin Ishtar, big chillin'. Just drawing my Twitch emotes. Ooh, very nice, very exciting. Oops, let me. I gotta work, but I'll stick around as I head there. Okay, well, you are more than welcome. Hope you have a safe journey to work. We were talking about our long-standing campaign, and then a one-shot that I ran last night, which I guess is now a two-shot because it ran quite long, and now we're gonna have to do a second part. Not affiliate yet, but I like to have them ready before that. That's so smart. Are you so peso adorable? Thank you. That's very sweet of you. You were very, very kind. I did this is like set 2 because it's gonna be set of 3. So this is like the first group, which is our ranger Tyken at the top, my character Lucy, and then bottom left is Torsten, our cleric. They're buddies, so I like to draw them together. And then our top we have Edgar is our wizard, our warlock Finley, and then our paladin Ishtar. And then the third set will be an NPC Filko, who is a dragon, and then Mealy Neely's character, who is here, Doki, who is a sorcerer, and then another NPC, Garnell, who is our little fancy lad NPC. Drawing these guys. I'm on the second set right now. Drawing Ishtar. Feral Child. I love Doki. Doki's just a light in my life. She's so perfect and good. She brings me so much joy. Adopt them all. I love them. They are truly my and Lucy's strength. Is this wonderful group of people. Emotionally and literally, because she died when she tried to do one thing without them, so. It's just so beautiful and poetic. That's not a joke. I love it. It's so good. One day I'll D&D. D&D is very, very fun. If you ever have the chance, I recommend it. I have played a few Power by the Apocalypse games as well, which are also very fun. If you want a different system, but the same delightful experience of a tabletop. I'm kind of considering trying out Dungeon World myself, but I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. But I guess I gotta practice. I don't know. Oh, Ishtar. A little bean sprout. Ishtar's like, ha! Sorry for the outburst, just lives rent-free in my head. Just the most deadpan. Her telling Lorne Thorne, like, I want to stay with this group, they fill me with whimsy, and she's just the most straight-laced big beefcake ever. Is just so powerful. Still gotta design an avatar for drawing. See, I reversed it in that a friend of mine showed me how to make little like PNG tubers. So I made some for our D&D group, and then I was like, I kind of want to just make one like for fun. But I didn't want to draw like a character, like one of my OCs, because I'm like, well then I'm gonna want to draw like 12 expressions, and that's so much work. So I just made like a little bun tuber, and then I was like, I could just start streaming. And here we are. I kind of put the cart before the horse, but you know what? Worked out. Just love seeing people's little designs on Twitch. They're all so cute and wonderful. Oh, I should have used a thinner brush. It's fine. I shaved it off anyway. Catacupid, hello! Welcome in! How are you doing today? On this fine Sunday. I'm out to work. Much love. Have a great stream. You have a great day at work. It was lovely to have you. Have a safe trip, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you for stopping by. Doing good? I'm alright. Having a pretty good Sunday, honestly. The weather's kind of gross out, but you know what? The vibes are immaculate. All the same. You threw my shoe trying to get the numbers right. It was. Oh. I'll make some pork chops later. I'm so excited. Nice cozy Sunday dinner. This is what life is all about. The little things. I had the 2-weapon fighting feat from the newer update, / Baldur's Gate 3, that allows you to fire an offhand crossbow whenever you attack. Oh, okay. I was like, because you have like the crossbow expert feat, I believe, and then 2-weapon fighting as either the feat or your fighting style I saw. So I was like, well, yeah, you can definitely use like your bonus action to attack with your second crossbow and add like the additional modifier and stuff to your damage. I was like that one, I was like, that makes sense. I actually only have 4 attacks baseline, including a bonus action. Yes, yeah, okay. That makes sense. And then definitely, like action surge can get you. Well, and then obviously I know Dread Ambusher, like your first round of combat. You will have an extra like weapon attack you can do. So you have another for your main hand. And then sneak attack damage once per round. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh god, I didn't want to zoom out that far, jeez. Just a little bit. Just to... Maybe she just has little peetsies. She got little loafers. It's so much. I know, I mean, it is... There is a lot. I mean, you guys are very high level. And you're very high level right out the gate, right? You know, it's not like a campaign in which you've been building up your characters to it. It is kind of just threw you guys in, so. Thus all the little lead-up fights, which took way too... It took longer than I was hoping, but I mean, it is what it is. If it helps you guys get more familiar with your characters so that you can go into like the big scary boss fight kind of more in tune with your sheets, then to me that's a win, because then you guys are more prepared. If you know. And plus, I mean, I don't mind personally breaking up into 2 sessions if everybody else is okay with that, so. I'm always down to play tabletop game with my friends. Level combat is always a slog, especially with multiple casters. Yeah, it can be hard, and that's definitely part of why I wanted to make a combat one-shot, because I don't really enjoy running combat. But I like combat in games and in stories, so, you know. I do want to practice with it more. So that I may facilitate fun adventures for my friends. How's that angle? Oh, okay, yeah, it looks okay. Oh my goodness, no, Procreate. Oh, thank you. I like running boss fights more than random encounters, trying to have less fights unless there's stakes involved. Yeah. That was why I did initially when I made the one-shot, I had, it was just gonna be like, go from room to room and you're gonna fight. And then you guys were like, well, we kind of want to be sneaky. And I'm like, oh yeah. They're not just gonna walk in a room and there's gonna be enemies. There's gonna be ways to trigger the enemies, but then it feels more contextual, right? So like, that's what I want. What that? No, bad, very bad. I don't. Cause then it's like the flavors there. Like there's emotional stakes in this fight. It's gone well. You set the tone. I'm very glad. I'm very glad. I also was struggling a bit with like, I like running very silly, lighthearted adventures. But then I was like, I mean, This is essentially an apocalypse one-shot, so it's kind of going to have a little bit more of a serious tone to it. And I was worried I wouldn't be able to sell it, I guess. So... But I mean, you guys are doing fine. You were handling everything very well. Which is good, because a lot of the debuffs were not great. You guys, you and Scarlet seeing the shadows in the little living quarters and be like, oh god, we have to kill these things. I was like, yes. Yes, you do. I'm going to hurt you with them if you don't kill them. I should just, like, take this bow tie and just keep it. That's my little base. My little base bow tie. Maybe I will do that, actually. Just so that I can keep the size kind of consistent between the layers. It's like everybody's wearing one. Excuse me. But when I saw the shadows, I was like, oh no, yeah, I know, yeah. Miss the old school design for the undead. They were something you never want to see because they all had curses stat. Yeah, it's me, but it's got a lot of the enemies I picked specifically were kind of ones that held that over from like 3 and 4E. So I'm like, they're easy to kill. You guys will be fine if you kill them handily, but the second that they touch you, it is going to hurt. What is... Oh, her hair, of course. Okay. I was like, what is this extra line? Have to get ya. Yeah. The hounds, I'm very excited because they were I should have spent more time on their stat block because I used a different thing as like the base and then I edited it from there. And I wish I had spent more time on customizing them almost from scratch, but I mean, it is what it is, it's fine. But they have a special ability. If they bite you, it is pretty bad because they are beak boys. Beak boys. So it was good that you guys didn't get bit by him. I was sad that Ezra didn't. I was so close. So close. I enjoy ghosts literally being able to just drain yours off. So yes, there is you guys are not gonna explore anymore. But if you had taken a different route into the castle, there was a banshee as the mini boss in one of the rooms, which would have been fun for me, but not fun for you guys. Yeah, oh lovely. And she had ghosts partnered with her. Yup. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, it was just one of her. I made sure that like the big boys that there were maybe at most 2. And a lot of the little guys were... I honestly didn't even like set health for them. I set kind of like a baseline health, but I'm like, they take 1 or 2 shots to kill. Like I just, like the skeletons, I'm like, it doesn't matter what you roll, they're gonna take like 2 shots to kill. Because they're just little guys. And then I don't have to do math for everybody. But the big boys, I obviously like was keeping track. Because I'm like, well, these are mini bosses essentially. Yeah, but the banshee, there was just one banshee and she was paired with ghosts that if they possessed you guys, that was up in like the tower route, if you guys had taken, if that was where you infiltrated through, that they would possess you and try to throw you out of the window. Smiles. But it wasn't a problem because you guys didn't go that route, so no big deal. I love it. I was like, oh, because I'm like, yeah, hitting you guys with just big damage is a very obvious threat, but I wanted to try to find and implement monsters that, like, I mean, a ghost isn't going to do a lot of damage, right? I think I set them to maybe they do like 10 damage or something. That was like not a problem for you guys, but that's not really why they're a threat. They're a threat because if you fail your saving throw and you get possessed, they're going to just fling you out of a 100-story building. And then it's like, how do your teammates react? How do they save you? How do you save yourself? And, you know, or maybe you don't. And maybe you guys just one of your characters just dies in like the second room. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't a goal, but I was like, it's a possibility. And that is why I also let you guys know that, like, hey, this is gonna be a crunchy one, so no hard feelings. I want to be a DM that tries to work with you guys and not, you know, but also you're in the big bad's house, so he's going to try to kill you. You're ready to run a long campaign. I hope so. I want to facilitate fun times for friends. And I was joking with them last time when we were just kind of like chit-chatting after the game that if it's a longer game, then I'll get to know your characters. And then the threats can be like, you know, psychological torture as I learn what is important to your characters and how I can apply pressure in a very personal way. That, you know, again, you guys are all very clever, creative people. I think that's also part of it, right? Is like personal, exactly. Yeah, and I try to be fair and because I don't ever want to like set up a situation, and I mean maybe it will happen one day, you know, I'm not foolish enough to think otherwise, that, you know, I set something up and it ends up in a death spiral and I have to be like, oh god, how do I save the party because this wasn't intentional. You know, there's a difference between like you guys go into a tough situation and there's a tough consequence versus I miscalculated and and something terrible is happening and people aren't having fun, and you know. So I'm gonna try to not do that, but it is what it is. But you know, and that was again why for this one shot I was like, look, I know it's weird to have to read a Google Doc for a one shot, but I just want everybody to be aware. And I'm going to try to kill you. It's nothing personal. And if you guys come up with cool shit, like, I want it to happen if it's reasonable. Yeah, I mean, no problem. Oh, guess we'll see. I'm just gonna laugh if when we fight, well, not we fight, I'm running him, but when they fight Cachet, you guys just bulldoze him. That's so funny. I don't think it'll happen. I don't know, maybe, I mean, they've been very good about, like, saving their resources. You know, Cachet is gonna love me enough. He couldn't kill me. I mean, maybe. Maybe. Also, hi, Scarlet. What a way to come in. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a good morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon now for you guys. I hope you're having a good Sunday. Old Lich loving hours, yeah, baby. I'm just saying, Scarlet, like, there's still time. You can join him. You know, romantic love is powerful, but the love between a powerful lich and his favorite loyal right hand is also just romantic in a poetic sense, isn't it? The yearning, the loyalty, the drive. Calls me his favorite rival Maple. have to flirt with you as an old man. It's a flavor I didn't expect to go into this one shot with, but you know what? I'll do it. You know I love me some good RP drama. It's always my goal to flirt with my friends, old man or nah. You know what? I respect that. Here's another DM anxiety thing. I'm always very worried that like I'll be having a conversation with a player and my brain won't be able to keep up like with a verbal conversation like I can with like written RP text. And I won't be able to give them a satisfying RP moment, and I'm like, oh, I want to though. 'Cause I love it, but sometimes brain don't work. I don't think it'll be relevant in this one shot, of course, but, well, I don't know. Maybe. My darling la-di-da. Always room at my right hand for you. Oh, my brain and my mouth don't work the same way. Yeah. God, if only Kashe was a flirty villain. I could still make it work if I really needed to. Aged like a fine, musty wine. Oh boy. Oh goodness. I want that just tattooed on my face of like, this is what does it for you, huh? And it's a picture of like his lich token. And you're like, yeah, what about it? It's just so funny. It's... What's it like being one of the funniest people alive, Scarlet? And everybody should go follow Scarlet, who also streams on twitch.tv and is a absolute wonderful sweetheart and so funny and plays lots of really cool games. And also makes really, really cute art. You have not streamed your art, but your art is very cute. So true. So true. Kume is also very good. You should also go follow them. There's a cooldown for the shout out command, but you should go follow them. They're very powerful. Their emotes are adorable. Their style is just beautiful and graceful. They play Genshin and Honkai. Stuff. Got him! Got him! I need to draw her other suspender. And this is gonna sound weird. I need to draw her other suspender, and I'm like, is it just gonna cover up her titty? I guess I could put it like behind. If I just enclose that line, it's implying that it's on the other side. I guess it's not that serious, but it looks weird without the second one. I do it always. Lucy, I hit it because she's kind of leaning back. Miniature's in a similar pose, but censorship, yeah. Censoring the paladin's titty is a crime. Maybe we'll just leave. Maybe we'll just pretend like it looks okay. And it's... look bad, right? Like, but does it look the best it could be? Maybe I'll come back to it. I'll finish her and then leave her and maybe like look at her again later in the week and see if fresh eyes will lead me to glory. Welcome back. Maybe your eyes are fine there. Maybe I should just trust that I put them there for a reason. I don't think the little chubby cheek suits her, but now that I've done it, I wonder if it would suit Lucy. That's pretty cute. She makes it work. Man. Imagine if Phil had played. He loves making evil characters. He would have thrived. I could have promised his character the world. Oh, I'm not gonna read that aloud, you terrible little... I would have killed him before who even entered the tomb. It would have been so good. I mean, maybe he would have played like a Zaldin or something, right? Who's a good sweet boy. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I think I just have that image in my head that that's what Zaldin is. But I never met that character personally. Although it wasn't the best either. Well, which is really funny because Phil is like the nicest person. And then you put him in a tabletop game and he's like, finally, I can commit crimes. Which is just really funny. Because Axel was like a good sweet boy, but he was very ambitious. He wasn't evil, but he had machinations. A hidden agenda. Zelda turned into a drunken illiterate instead of a righteous one. Oh, Zaldin. Accident falling for a Zulkir if they... Yeah, but she was probably the best one, so... I don't know what he would do if she turned evil again, but... At least as of right now, she's trying to make the world, or at least their part of the world, a decently better place. I'll give her credit for that. But I mean, she is also hot lady, so who can blame him, right? He's living the embodiment of you miss all the shots you don't. That's true. That is true. This man will eat cereal on the wall of a keep in his pajamas and also date a Zulkira Fae, and I love that for him. He can do it all. He's got the range. He got body- yes, and he got down to literally 1 HP. Yes, I do remember that. The fact that he survived is crazy. Oh my goodness. His whole backstory was also very powerful. That he had a debtor come after him because he didn't pay for all his equipment, which he didn't use half of anyway because he kept collecting swords and his main weapon was a crossbow. God, Axel's so good. I love him so much. Tacos was so powerful emotionally. Also powerful physically. Oh, Axel. Him getting sent to hell by Edgar is just... And that's kind of like the irreparable, you cannot replicate magic of a tabletop game is to play a character in one campaign and then in the next campaign have that character show up and you on your own new character send your first character to the first layer of hell after your first character almost arrests your new character. Like that's like you can put that into a show, right? But it doesn't have the same impact when it's outside the context of a tabletop RPG. Like it's so good. There's just that is just magical. That is the beauty of this hobby. Why did Edgar even do that? I don't know. I get like he had an in. I don't know. Because Edgar just does things, and I love. Well, no, actually, I mean like because he snuck in to go read Iridius's journal, right? He could have just asked. He could have just waited until they were back to ask to see it. Hi, Spencer. Welcome in. How are you doing today on this fine Sunday? We're hooting and hollering about D&D. It's on the brain. We're prime for it. Edgar's book smart, not wise. So true. You guys are literally gonna become agents of Thay. I know! I know! We were literally employed! And he's like, what if I just go steal this anyway? Like, you don't have to do that! You could have just asked! I guess maybe he was operating under the assumption that his request would be denied? But like, then, but still ask first. And see if you'll be denied, because maybe they'll say yes. Oh, I love Edgar so much. Edgar's so powerful and just so good. When who was it when Brill asked like, "Hey, so are you worried about Edgar with his whole like Towered Apprentice thing? Like, do you think he has the best intentions?" So he's like, "Oh God, no. I'm sure he's up to something, but." Because there's no way he's not, but, you know, she'll give him the chance. Can I trust Edgar? No. No, do not ever take your eyes off this man. I love him with all my heart. Do not let your guard down. And that's why I love him. That's why I, Isabel, exploding crayon art.twitch.tv, love him. Because he's just always up to something, and it's so fun. He's always up to something, but he also, like, he does have a good heart deep down. Like, when he's faced with actual injustices, he's like, no, we're not abiding this. And that's why I love him. I'll go Wizards up to something at CPL. It's true. A character having ulterior motivations is always fun. I trust Warlocks over a wizard. Goodness. And I mean, of course, him and Tyken's rivalry is just comedy gold. I'm never gonna forget of like, Edgar, could you please send Tyken a message and make sure that he's okay? Edgar's like, yeah, sure, I guess, okay, fine. And then he just sends like, you dead yet? Like, I just... Like, I'm tearing up, I'm laughing from it because it's just so funny. I have the funniest friends alive, and I'm so grateful every day. you dead yet? Like, I just the deadpan. I don't know. It's so good. Good game. Go ahead then. Have a PowerPoint night about our D&D game and you just listen to me praise it for 40 minutes. Also, his hair is forked right here. On this out just a little bit. It's not bad, but excuse me. It looks better when it's flipped. Yeah, it still looks good this way. Okay. Suki, please tell me you watched the TikTok saying about lawyer. Oh my god, yeah, I did. There was one in particular I meant to write it down. I watched it when I was out with the dogs, so I was just like standing there, letting them run around. I should have written it down. There was one that I was like, God, I want to draw this one. I think it felt very like Edgar, but now I'll have to watch it again to see which one it was. Lawyer AU is so good. That should be my PowerPoint. Is the Lawyer AU. Oops. Uh-oh, don't look. Spencer, you didn't see that. You just saw nothing. Everything's fine. Everything's normal. There's no war in Ba Sing Se. Everything's fine. Okay. No problem. Smiles. I generally didn't. Oh, yeah, no, then nothing happened. Don't worry about it. Not a single thing happened. We're just hanging out, drawing. Everything is functioning. The zigged when I should have zagged one. Yes, 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 agreed. Flawless. I zigged when I should have zagged. Finby. I like Finby's little claw hand that I did. Kinda cute, genuinely. Yeah. This man is a stick. What time is it? Oh, it is 2:30. That explains why I am ravenous all of a sudden. I was like, why am I so hungry? It's not late. I'm gonna keep streaming anyways. Oh, I don't even have bedtime crackers in. I feel like my streams always start off very quiet and chill, and then I inevitably start talking about D&D or OCs or writing, and I just become activated. I'm a simple woman. I know what I'm about. As things should be. He was caught on camera doing it all, but he told me I just needed to think positively. That's Lucy. Lucy committing a crime. Rare Lucy crime. I did find a lawyer AU doodle that was like Lucy objecting and Edgar. It was like Lucy's like objection, Edgar sustained, and then the judge was like Lord Thorne. He's like, you can't sustain an objection. You're the defendant. I don't know if I got that from like a Tumblr post or what, but it tickles me. One where the person is like, do I need to show you? Just big trap energy, yeah. And the judge is like, please, no. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Trap, my beloved. He's so good. She has a confidence that I can only dream of having one day. That's truly why I love her. Whoa.
And
I need to fix this hand. This hand's a disaster. Not bad, actually. It just needs to be brought in a little bit, I think. Dream of having such audacity. No, truly, though. She's so confident. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get there.
Impy's little fluff.
Oh, I guess I should do this before I forget. Spirals. Yeah. Yeah.
Impy!
Little bow tie. Actually, I'm gonna. He's thinking about his lady. I kind of like the two lines. They're not fancy, but they work. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Anybody? No, okay. Just needed to make sure nobody needed like a line from the hearts. Like I had to do for Tyken. And also Finley will need to right here. And on his tail too. I don't like his tail being that thick. Here we go. Last time you can't use the word mouth breather in my courtroom, defendant. Yeah, oh, that's right, the stage whisper. Can we tell this mouth breather we object? I think that's a Redwald moment. The fact that it was purposefully, like, then repeated, or whatever, feels very Redwald. Just like, I don't care. I'm gonna... He's so good. Another 10 out of 10 character. There are many, but that's all the better. Just to seal that up. It's my life easier when I have to color later. We have to make this we have to make the record clear. He's an oh, that was one. That was not what I wanted to draw, but he's an idiot. Clear as a window is so good. Clear as a window. I love that. I remember hearing that and I was like, oh my god. What a good turn of phrase. Not even attached to calling someone an idiot, just in general. I like it. But it was very funny in the TikTok. In context as well. Clear as a window. I felt that one in my soul when you're like, you're just trying to say something and it's like, well, so is this what you mean? It's like, he's a moron. Like, I can't describe the situation to you anymore. The dude aggravated me. I don't know, like, I just felt it. Felt it in my bones. Like, yep. I don't know what's going on in this court record, but I feel you. The zigzag one is the most— yeah. I zigged when I should have zagged. What was— what did Wyatt say before we were playing? Before we got into it? Oh yeah, when he was like— when I was like, well, like, Cachet can give you guys anything you want. He's like, oh, can he give me his life? And I was like, well, I mean, he has a phylactery, so I guess technically, yeah, he could. He'll just come back. It's not a big deal for him. And I was like, oh yeah, well, can he give me his phylactery? Is he a little bitch? And I was like, what? Oh my god, that was so funny. Oh my gosh, I was like, why? I was like, why don't you go say that and see how that works out for you? Oh my goodness. So funny. I can't wait to like listen to the recording, look over my notes, because there were just so many good moments. Lightning quick when it's true, like, just so funny. Wyatt just taking the left shoe, just the one left shoe. It's like, why are you doing this? Please continue, but why? What a little menace. What is? Are you free for a sec? Oh, that's right, yeah, because you were having trouble with, crimes. Which I cannot assist you with. I'm a goody two-shoes. Which is not at all the reason why I don't do them, but... I say I'm a goody two-shoes with a 100% joking tone. Sometimes I am tempted. Maybe one day. But not today. I gotta do roulettes. Oh, actually, no, I don't have to do roulettes because I got all my, I got my little weapon. I guess I could get weapons for my alt classes. The White Mage one and the Dork Knight. I never finished gearing them. Wish I like set it up for you because it's the biggest headache. Maintaining and adding new or removing is easy. Yeah. So I should just make these smooth. Completely smooth, like my brain. Oh yeah, but then they have this extra, like, added pixels. Ugh. Ugh. Is this the hard way to do it? Yeah. Am I gonna do it anyway? Yeah. For a very specific pixel effect that literally nobody's going to notice. Yeah. That's art, baby. What is this? A little fuzzy mark. Oops. Let me just backdoor in your computer, hacker voice. I'm you know, sometimes those little, like, remote control software things that, like, IT and support people have, like, Anamis is useful. Just be like, here, allow me. Is this program bothering you, my liege? Allow me. Remnantals. Finby. Looking cute. His name is Finby. Okay, how long have I been streaming for? Almost 3 hours. Okay. I think... These are so cute. Thank you so much! Oh yeah, here I am. Wait, I have to look these. I got the first set done. Well, I mean the line art, but I got Tyken, Lucy, and Torsten all set. I'm not very good at drawing Torsten, but I really like. Oh, you weren't here when I drew them. What am I talking about? Oh, but well, I guess yeah, I drew Lucy today. I think actually, now that I'm looking at her again, I might just take out just this little line right next. Just a little tweak. Yeah, I actually don't like this, but I do like that it doesn't connect anymore. Yeah, I like that. I didn't see them. Okay. Well, okay. Alright then. Then yeah. These are them. Torsten's so good. I love Torsten so much. He's such a good character. I know I say it, I think literally every time I talk about them, but this trio's friendship, it just warms my heart in such a deep, genuine way. They're so sweet. I'm glad that they just meshed well together over time. And I like everybody's dynamic, right? Like, we talked about this, I think, last time I streamed, that, like, I love how, I would love to see, like, how everybody's characters, like, feels about each other. But I love these three. They've just always got each other's backs. And I think that's what warms my heart. Not that, you know, I love that Edgar is weak to Doki. Doki just bats her eyelashes at him and gives him the big old puppy eyes, and he's like, yeah, okay, I guess I won't be a supervillain. I don't know, like, that's sweet too. Taiken making a little plant for Doki when Edgar died briefly. And, like, yeah, part of that, a big part of that was for Doki, but it was also just a very sweet thing for Edgar, even though they're rivals. I don't know, like, she was so sad, and I don't know, it's just, I love it. This is such a good group. Tatako's was very good for completely different reasons, right? Like, Tatako's was in a completely different brand of characters. And I loved them too. I loved how just vicious they were. Like, I liked how apathetic they were. They were the reluctant heroes, right, in a way. And I think that can be a very fun dynamic and flavor for a group. Speaking to things that I know, I loved Taiken and, or not Taiken, Telwyn and Kara ending up being best friends. Like, that was easier work. Oh, I'm glad you guys got it fixed. That's good. Tatako's was a fustercluck and Legion is a family dynamic. Yeah, like, Tatako's was so, like, reluctantly thrown together, but made the best of it. Like, they were good at their jobs, and they knew what they needed to do, and they knew why they needed to do it. You know, that was never really an issue. But they were a little mean. They were a little mean. Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, just, yeah, there was a lot of growing pains of how to work as a group and how the game itself worked and long term. I mean, that was really, like, it was not like my first game, because I had played a couple games with you guys prior to Tatako's, but that was like, I don't know, like, it felt different when I joined. It was like, okay, I'm joining a long-term game that had already kind of been going on because you guys had done just a few sessions ahead. And so I still didn't really know you guys as people, let alone, like, as players. And then we ended up becoming friends. And Bo's just so emotional about this downstairs. He can sense that I'm emotional. And then, like, you know, the vast campaign is the characters themselves kind of ended up blending. And I think, like, I mean, it just kind of worked out nicely because he's so emotional. This dog's always emotional. He's like, oh god, I've been alone for 3 hours. Like, yeah, you're gonna be okay, Bo. I promise. I didn't go anywhere. You have everything you need. I'm just upstairs in a different room. I know that's basically like I'm in a different country. He's already over it. He can get over it. But I mean, like, because there was no guarantee that, you know, the vast group was gonna get along. Because even if like the characters are designed to be more chill and like friendly, like there could just be natural things that arise, you know, in game that could cause conflict, or just personalities don't mesh or what have you. So I'm glad that they all worked out. Because I love this group. They're a good group of folks. I think it does help, though, that everybody, for the most part, is a very friendly, amicable character. That we got the game started helped solidify. Yeah, kind of having that hot start that you set up of, like, we have to work together to live. Definitely, like, set a tone of we're a team and we need to look out for each other. And I think, like, just the natural roles worked very well for that, too. Like, I mean, Lucy's literally, her first role in the entire campaign was a natural 20. Tyken, I think, had gotten knocked down, and she knocked a guy off his horse when he tried to grab Tyken. And, like, I don't know, like, that's just a dice roll, right? Like, that is 100% on roll 20, giving me a natural 20 to do that. But in, like, a unintentional narrative sense, it's so good. Because then they ended up being, like, best friends. I don't know, like... Again, stuff that, like, you can write very easily, but it doesn't quite have the same impact as, like, the organic nature of a tabletop game. Because it's so, like, purely based on luck and happenstance. Not that there's anything wrong with, like, scripted things. And, you know, intentional symbolism and all that, but that's not what we're talking about right now. And even, like, when the other three came in, like, when Finley, Edgar, and Doki joined, like, the first thing we did together was go finish off those gnolls that beat our asses. And it's like, okay, their introduction to the group is that, again, like, we're trying to do something, but we can't. We can only accomplish this goal by working together as a team. Like, these are exceptional ways to set up, like, team bonding in a very natural, in-context way. At least I think so. I think you did a great job setting these things up. Perhaps I'm no authority, but as a player that experienced them, I think they were great.
Edgy.
I have a very loose idea for campaign 3, but waiting till this one ends to really focus on when to build it around everyone's characters first and foremost. I get that. That can be very fun. Oh my gosh, am I overthinking this hand? Probably. Oh, okay, listen, it's fine. Well, the sandbox approach sounds fun. It just caused too much chaos in the campaign, I feel. Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and I mean, I think that that's fine, right? Like having lots to do is not a bad thing. And you know, we as players, at least from speaking from my personal experience, I can't speak for others, but from what I'm inferring is that it's like we're all very down as players to go and explore all of these things. But then it's kind of like, you know, time in real life is passing. So it can kind of like the pacing of the game is something to be considered of like by interacting with everything, are we kind of slowing things down, or are things starting to overlap? And you know, I don't think there's a necessarily a wrong or right way to do it. It's just kind of what all is wanted out of the campaign. I'm gonna give Edgar a little butt too. That's silly. Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. I think it's funny. Little wizard butt. But I've had fun. I mean, clearly I have had fun in this campaign. Gestures to, you know, my how many of hundreds of drawings at this point. Nods approvingly. We have a nod of approval for the wizard butt from the wizard expert. From our own local wizard. Real time is moving factor. I think running shorter, more focused campaigns so we can have more adventures over time is what I want to aim for. Yeah, I get that. That's fair. Yeah, I think if I were to run like a long campaign, I would want it to be kind of Westmarch's style, where like, here is the overarching landscape, and there is a overarching plot, but to start out for all the low level stuff, it's gonna be like, here's this list of possible adventures. Which one do you guys want to go do? And we'll go do that, and it is a contained one-shot. And if some people want to join in, they can, and if some people are like, me or my character aren't really interested in this, we'll just stay behind, that's fine too. Or maybe if some people can't make it, it's not like, well, you're missing out on like important plot because there's a life conflict, which, I mean, it happens, it's fine. But it's like, well, you don't gotta worry about that because these are just kind of self-contained one-shots that maybe over time are gonna build up to something. But kind of just at least to start, as people kind of get the lay of the land. I think that could be fun. And I think that would be something that's manageable for me as a DM. Because I want to facilitate fun, but if I'm having a miserable time of it, then I'm not going to do it. So I can't facilitate anything if I'm not doing it. Smaller self-contained adventures that are resolved in that adventure maybe have little threads. Yes, exactly. That is exactly what I want. And like maybe big plot things that are ongoing out in the world, but it's like, listen, they're gonna, whatever these events are probably gonna hang out for a while. Not forever, but it's not like, well, yeah, this big plot thing is going on, but we really wanted to go check out this haunted mine shaft or whatever. But we feel like we have to go do this plot thing. It's like, no, like you have some time. Again, it's not gonna wait around forever, but you know, go do the little one shot as well. And if something is time sensitive, I'm always very much like, I'm gonna let you know ahead of time. Because I get very stressed with time sensitive stuff. In all forms of games and life. Even just like cooking and stuff, I'm like, oh, I gotta time everything perfectly. No, I think like stuff like that can be fun mechanically in a story, but I don't mind breaking, what's the word, verisimilitude or something for the sake of people opting into things. I kind of feel like Edgar's pose is a little ganked up, but it's also just kind of really cute. But I don't mind so much. This is artist fake, right? Like technically there's a lot wrong with this that I'm probably gonna keep adjusting, but also it's really cute, so I'm gonna keep it. And the only reason I focused heavily on political stuff in this game was because Dean wanted it. I know, and I'm so stressed about it because I'm not good with political things. And so I'm like, when political things happen, I'm like, Dean, help me. I think it's a decent balance right now, right? Like there are political things going on in the sense of like shaping the landscape of the area, but it's not like we're getting into deep corporate espionage type of like the granular aspect of political conflicts. So I know I personally, and again as always I'm not going to speak for others, but I personally get kind of stressed when it's like political stuff of this scale of like, hey, you have to make this choice, and if you make the wrong choice then hundreds of thousands of people are gonna die. And it's like, yeah, it's fictional and I don't mind consequences to choices, but if it's like a significant impact like that, I get very stressed because I'm like, but both perfectionism, like I want to do the correct, quote unquote correct answer, which in an open format is a very unfair expectation and desire to have, because it is antithetical to the entire situation. But also I'm like, I'll be sad if these fictional people die. I don't know. But like little stuff of like, hey, there might be consequences, but maybe it's like, you know, something that you can work towards in the future. Even if you can't fix the issue, or you can't fix the fallout, it's not like this grave end of the world. I mean, except for obviously the very final combat, because that is, again, inherent to the context of the situation. I think that's what gets me. So I think the stuff that we're doing now is fine and fun and balanced, and it feels very both like stuff that our group can navigate, and also feels like tangible outcomes based on like what all we've done. I guess, if that makes sense. It's like, well, we did this thing, so now this stuff is going on. It feels very like direct. I don't know. I'm getting very sleepy and hungry, so I'm like forgetting how words work. I apologize if I'm not articulating myself well. Time for to bounce. Wish is like, okay, go have fun, drive safe, go find lots of goodies. I will go eat in a little bit. Once I finish Edgar, I'm gonna go. But thanks for hanging out, guys. Go have fun. Go help Weiwa. Okay, she has not messaged me. I was worried for a second. I was like, oh god, I've had Fabook kind of minimized. What if she's been talking to me? My friend! But she hasn't. Busy.
Oh, Edgy.
He has rolled up sleeves. Yes, he does. Okay. So before I give one arm rolled up sleeves and the other doesn't have it. We're good though. I guess I'm gonna just thin this line out, so I should have just done ink. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I can sell this a little better if I move this up. Oops, why did it do that? Procreate? It's still incorrect, but stylistically, I think it's cute. Oh shit, Spencer, I gotta show you this orb I drew earlier. It's very vaporware. This little sunset orb. Sunset orb, I love it. I also drew just an orange one, but like sunset orb. Double shine, yeah! Every time I do them, I think about like your figure drawing Fridays, and I'm like, I really should do that because that's so productive and smart and a good exercise. And then I sit down to draw, and I'm like, God, I don't want to do this. I was like, I don't want to sit here and study and be productive and grow as an artist. My good friend Spencer does. Artists really do. Yeah, oh, that's true. I do ponder my orb. I do love pondering the jelly orbs. I mean, I do. I think what I'm gonna do, because I do like doing them, because they are kind of relaxing in a chill way for me to warm up without like, because that's my other thing, is that I worry if I do figure drawing. I mean, part of this is just breaking it, but outside of that knowledge, I worry that if I do like figure drawing warm-ups on stream, I will then get too into it and I'll start to get very perfectionist about them, versus like my orbs, I'm like, well, I could just do this for like a half hour, just kind of warm up my wrist and then move on. I think like you do a great job of it, of like having your timer set so you're forcing yourself to just like get down the general gestures and shapes and silhouettes and stuff. And then from there you pick ones that you really like to expand on. Well, no, genuinely, like I think you have it structured very well. The dirty little secret. Do tell, please. Do tell. I like him having a thicker arm. My intention for the first like month and a half of Figure Drawing Friday. Is that was supposed to just be like the first half of every stream. Oh. But then Friday would be figure drawing, break, do something else. Okay. That makes sense. But here's where it all went wrong. But then nope. I mean, I think it, you know, honestly, I think hearing that is, I mean, it makes sense. Like I get it. I get it. But also sometimes I feel very hesitant to do like, I'm basking in it now and I've accepted my fate. I'm sometimes very hesitant to do like the sketch or doodle redeems because I'm like, I don't want to interrupt your flow, right? And I mean, I still don't. I'm also hesitant to do the sketch redeem because I'm like, yeah, they're channel points and they're accrued by like hours spent in your channel and interacting and stuff, which I enjoy doing, and I think everybody should go do it because Scrimbus has a great, you know, channel and everybody should go follow and watch it and enjoy it. I hit the mute button. Oh, good. He didn't hear me praising him. That's right. But like I am also hesitant because I'm like, is this getting free art from my friend when I want to just pay him to commission him? But our network had an issue. Well, I'm glad it's a-okay. But if it's kind of like figure drawing is just like a day to chill and draw and that's okay. But I do also really like your figure drawing Fridays because like a lot of the pieces that come from that are, I mean, so good. But it's also really fun to just like watch you go through the process of like doing the loose sketch from the figure drawing and then refining it and making it into a character or a random person, and then sometimes like taking it further and like ending up like fully rendering it. Like I don't know. I like watching the process in general, and I enjoy watching you do it as well. So I'm very grateful for Figure Drawing Friday. I'm also very grateful for Mass Effect Wednesday, even though I keep missing chunks of it. Because for some reason my life is cursed and I'm not allowed to watch you play this game. Even though I want to. I love a good art stream. That's why I like streaming art. I'm like, well, I like watching them. Edgy, he looks so cute. I like how he came out. Tidy up Finby's mouth just a little. Mass Effect Wednesday. Glad I was able to catch you in my weekend mornings are usually kind of busy. Such a cute face. Yeah, they're cute. I like them. I like how they came out. Yeah, I do kind of wish that on like weekends I could consistently stream kind of like in the afternoon, because I feel like that's when people are just more active, because obviously the mornings like they're sleeping in on a weekend or they're taking care of stuff around the house or time zones or what have you, versus afternoons are kind of more like, I guess, busy and people can hang out. But sadly my my situation's kind of the opposite in that early morning is when things are quiet and I could stream. And then even then, I'm often interrupted. Oh well. C'est la vie! Maybe I'll do some evening art streams sometime. with the schedule you have. Yeah. And that's the thing, right, is I'm like, well, then maybe I can, like, stream just a couple times, like, in the evening. But then I'm like, well, that's when all my friends are online, and I want to talk to all my friends. These inks are, like, deliberate and measured. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dog. This is why when people are like, wow, you have such clean, like, nice, refined line art. How do you do it? I'm like, oh, I spend 80% of my artistic process on the line art. That's how. Crisp. I know, I just find it so, like, satisfying. Like, it feels good to do. I 100% understand why people do not enjoy line art sometimes. You know, all my respect, I have parts of the artistic process that is that for me. It just feels good. Get that nice, clean look. But then sometimes I look at, like, sketchier, like, looser styles, and I'm like, God, I wish that were me. It just looks so good and dynamic and has, like, a nice texture to it. All art is good. I like art. Art is good. Okay. The babies! I got a lot done today. So I finished Lucy. And then did Ishtar, Finley, and Edgar. Look at them! And so next time will be Filco, Doki, and Garnell. And unless I feel like poop, should be an easy goal to do them. And then maybe start flats? Well, I'll probably have to start duplicating the file to break these out into individual things, but not too bad. Pretty good. Pretty good progress. Okay. We'll leave it on these guys because this is the biggest chunk that I did today. Oh, okay. I am super hungry, so I'm gonna hop off and get some lunch and go check on my terribly tragic dogs and such. But thank you guys for hanging out and for stopping by and talking D&D with me and letting me ramble about D&D, because it is very important to me and I love it and I like talking about it. And thank you guys. Thank you for stopping by, you know. I appreciate, like, just hanging out with you guys and chit-chatting. And also, I'm on camera, so I have to focus and not tab out to Tumblr 800 times. But yeah. We'll see. I'll probably talk to a couple of you guys later. And all the people who stop by through, like, raids and stuff. Thank you for stopping by. New folks, thanks for hanging out. That's the beauty of it. You gotta focus. You have a bunch of accountability buddies. That's good. I like it. I always have a lot of fun. And I will now spend the rest of my week sad and lamenting and waiting for the weekend so I can stream again. Always super chill. Well, I'm very glad to hear it. Thank you. And I'm glad because I want it to be just a chill place where we can all hang out and be goofy together. But yeah, I hope everybody has a lovely rest of your weekend. Get up, go stretch, drink some water, take any meds you might need, and have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys!